guys. So this is a 2016 Dodge Charger SXT. We call it the Panda Edition because it has that black and white going on. We're going to show you guys how to wash your car safely and properly at a local manual car wash. And the only two things you need, which I recommend personally, a squeegee, because it'll save time drying larger portions of your car. This one I just bought at Walmart. It was like, I don't know, 10 bucks. It's the Platinum series, and it's a thick rubber blade, so that'll help keep your hand or nails away from your paint for potential scratches. Next up, a microfiber towel. I got a pretty big one here, and that is basically just to touch up all the spots that you miss from your little squeegee that you have here. So yeah, let's dive right into it. Alrighty, so we have a list of options here. Basically, with every manual car wash, you have relatively similar options. I haven't seen much of a difference between them. So what we're gonna do is start off with the tire cleaner. Your tires are the dirtiest part of the car, because that's what's on the road and that's what's taking up the beating. So we're gonna start off with that, let that sit on your tires for quite some time, and as that's sitting there, we're gonna move on to the high pressure rinse. What that's gonna do is that'll beat off a lot of the stuff that's on your clear coat or your wax or sealant, whatever you have on your paint, and it'll basically remove the bigger stuff that could potentially cause scratches. Moving on from there, a lot of people don't love using this. You can either use the high pressure soap, which is it's not bad. It doesn't remove stuff like you should. Like, for instance, a 2-bucket method system. You have to physically touch your car and move those germs and the bad stuff that's on your paint. You have to physically move it in order for it to come off your car. It's not just going to come off with a rinse or something. No chemical is strong enough yet to just wipe it right off. So we are going to go in with the foam brush. Yes, it's going to touch your paint, but that foam brush is actually made out of horsehair. So what it actually won't do is shouldn't cause scratches. The only reason it will cause scratches is if people push it up against your surface of the paint really hard, and basically that rubber backside that holds all the hair is touching your paint. That's when it'll cause scratches. But if you lightly and gently go over your paint with that brush, you're totally fine to go. You gotta wait for this thing to actually pull out the chemical. Show you guys the difference. A lot of people, when they clean, I'm gonna do it on the glass because it won't scratch, you know, the paint, obviously. When they clean, they press down on it, and you can see that all the hairs are sticking out. That's too much. That's what's, you know, that's what causes the damage. So that's why people are always given a bad influence on why these things are so bad for your paint. They're really not bad. Horsehair is actually really good for your paint, and it actually, as long as you glide it on your surface and just move around those germs and basically all the crap that's on your paint, you're totally fine. You're safe. And then after you follow up with one of these, you can take this and do your wheels and tires with it and really scrub it down, just because of that the tire cleaner is already on there. So with it being scrubbed down a little bit, it'll break down all that material, that extra crap that's on your tires and wheels. So your final product will look even better. This is after the wash now. As you can tell, this has been waxed. Next up, you're going to want to pull out your squeegee, and let's say, like, you can see these big surfaces. You can take that squeegee and remove the water from all these bigger surfaces. That way, the rubber on the squeegee will not damage your paint. And if you cleaned it properly, it won't grab onto anything, it won't drag and scratch your paint, as long as you clean it properly, and that is with moving everything with that brush and then washing it off. Alright, so whenever you're done using that up against your car and removing all the water you can on these bigger surfaces, you're going to want to take your towel. I got a big one, so if you have a big one, go ahead and fold it into 4, like always. Lightly and gently, you can start moving it across your paint, and that should pick up the rest of those drops that you can't really get on certain spots when you're getting on with the squeegee. You're always at a risk at having scratches at places like these, just because you don't have the proper tools like you would at your own garage. So while I'm showing you this, I think this is probably the best method for having the least amount of scratches you could get at one of these self-serve car washes where you're manually doing it. So I'm going to finish wiping this down, and when I'm done, we'll show you the after product. So. So after you're done drying up your whole entire car, last thing I like to do is to do my wheels and tires, just because, like we said earlier, it's the dirtiest part of the car. So when I do these, I start off with my actual wheels, and I'll get inside of all these cracks at the front area of the rim and kind of dry it all up and make it look pretty. And then once I'm done with that, I will hit all 4, just doing the inside of here on my actual front end of the wheels. And then when I'm done with all 4, I'll move on to just wiping off my tires, just to get this extra liquid off, and it'll finish off with a nice little glow. So let's see how it looks.